Good day, everyone. My name is Edvish. I'm a data analyst. Today, we are going to talk about the next part of a project that I started yesterday. So, as a recap, yesterday I cleaned the data set in Power Query. I created a fact table and dimension tables. And then I went ahead and created relationship between the tables. So it means data modeling. And so these are the tables that were created. So the fact table and the three dimensions tables. So in this video, we are going to talk about pivot table. Pivot tables are very important in Excel because that is how you analyze your data in Excel. So pivot tables, it means you create summary tables from your data. So now in Excel, in order to create a pivot table, you go to insert and you have two choices. So we can click here to create pivot tables from this data only, but this is not what we are going to do because in this project we have four different tables and we created relationships between the tables. So instead of clicking here, we are going to select this one from data model, and we want this to be on a new worksheet, and then we'll click OK. So now this is how it appears, and from here you can see all the tables that are showing here. So we are going to rename this pivot tables. Yes. And then so from here you can see all your columns from each of the data. So you can drag information from any of these columns to any of these part here. So here this is to filter, and then here is to have your data appear as a column, as a row, and then anything that you put here is going to be like summarized, like sum, average, mean, max, and so on. So this data set, we have the order table, customer table, location table, and product table. So, and this data set is talking about sales and profit. So it means we want to get information about sales and profits. And since we have different several information, so you now use these columns in order to create pivot tables. So the first pivot table that we want to create is about sales by category. So you go to the product table, we drag category to the rows, and then sales to the values. So this is how it appears. And then we will also drag profit there because we also want to know information about profit. And to create another table, I'll just copy this pivot table, then down, and I can now remove this information. And remember that I want to get information about sales and profit. So I'll just come here and create a pivot table for the subcategory. So you can see here. And then the next thing to do is we can still copy this initial table here and then paste it to modify. So the next thing that we want to show is the sales, because we also have regions, country, city, and state. So we will go ahead and create sales by region, sales and profit by region. So you can see that I'm not removing these ones because those are the information that I need this value. So that's why I'm only changing here. But in case I want to showcase something different, I'll just drag this out and then select something else. So the next thing that we want to show here is, let's copy this table and then paste it down. This time around, we want to show sales by state. So there are so many states. So we can filter out to only show value filter. So we want the top 10. Let's just say top 10 item by sum of sale. So okay. So now it is only showing the top 10 states by sales and profit. So now let's copy this table again and then create another pivot table. But this time around, we want to show segment. So we go to the customers and we want to show the segment. So in order to make reference of your table, you can actually rename each of these tables. So you add some information at above each table to know exactly what the table represents. But for the sake of this video, let's just continue. So this is how you proceed and create all your pivot tables. So this one now we want to show the product name. We drag it here. But since there are so many products, we will also filter it to only show the top, let's say the top 5 products. So let's just show the top 5 products. And then this is not the end. Now we want to also showcase sales by month, or let's say by year. So let's copy this table again. And then so we want to show now by order date, but we want to show only the month. So we will remove the others and leave only the month. So the 12 month. And we can also do that for year. So let's do that. And then instead of month, we want the year. So we'll remove the others. Yeah. So with these tables here, we can go ahead and create our visuals. So that is going to be the topic of our next video. So thank you for watching the video. Should you have any questions, please reach out to me and then I will be very happy to explain to you. And as a recap, in this video, I went through how to create pivot tables and get more information out of the data that we cleaned and modeled. So thank you for watching the video. See you in my next video where I will show you how to create visuals from these pivot tables. Thank you.